Hello everyone. It is that time. It's a new year. Woo, we're in 2021 right now. So, you know what, how I do this? I do an update video, and it's time to do an update video. So it's time to do an update video for the first quarter of 2021, but I'm also going to talk about the whole year of 2020 as a whole. I'm not going to spend a lot of time to talk about like the early stuff. I'm going to spend more time talking about the last quarter of 2020, just because, just to like show, like talk about the games that came out and like how I felt about them to some extent. I'm not going to talk too much of them because that's what my top 10 game of the years is, and my honorable mention slash other games that didn't make that list, which I'm actually going to be working on January 1st, which is today, which is the day you guys are watching this. So I'll be working on that. It's not going to take too long. I just need to record my voice about how I feel my top 10 and record some video footage of some of the games on there. So, alright, without further ado, let's talk about the whole year of 2020. It wasn't a great year in terms of, everything going on. But in terms of video games, it's actually pretty decent, I'd say. It was a pretty decent year for video games. Had some great hits, had some misses. But I'd say it was an all-around good experience for video games. Everything else about 2020 was not that great, I'd say. I mean, for me personally, I'd say it's probably an okay year. But I'm only saying that because I wasn't as affected of the virus as a lot of people were. Now, some of my family members had it. And I've lost people that I knew by the virus, but yeah, I mean it's still a hard year, but it's also the year I became an uncle. So you gotta take the good with the bad with that too. So in terms of the good stuff that happened, I'm happy for 2020 in terms of the good stuff. But I digress. Okay, so enough about that. Let's start talking about the video games in 2020. So first things first, we talk about January. There wasn't really much that interests me in January. We had Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which I had fun with. I enjoyed that game a lot. And Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE Encore. I enjoyed that game too. It was a fun game. I've enjoyed it, so yeah. And then of course we had the big one, I'd say, was the Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind that came out in January. And holy crap, that was amazing. I freaking loved it. I'm still trying to work on my critical mode for the Remind stuff, the data fights and all that stuff, but slowly getting there. So that was all January. February we got a little more stuff in terms of stuff that I liked. The Yakuza collection came out with the Yakuza 3, 4, and 5 all come out for the PS4, and I actually really like that. I like that a lot. I'm still actually working on Yakuza 3, as you guys will hear when I talk about through my Let's Play of Yakuza Like a Dragon, which we'll get to that in a moment. So yeah, I enjoy that a lot. I'm actually gonna go back into it every now and then to play it more. So there's that. Then we had Darksiders Genesis and Dreams also came out on the 14th. I didn't pick any of those games up, although Dreams looked fantastic. Darksiders Genesis didn't really interest me too much. I'm a big fan of the other Darksiders games, but for some reason this one didn't really interest me too a lot. Although I've heard nothing but good things about it, so maybe one day I will pick that up. The Kingdom Hearts, excuse me. The Kingdom Hearts collection came out on Xbox. Same with the Yakuza 0 came out on Xbox, so that's great. More eyes on those games, the better, especially with Yakuza. Especially, I feel like with Like a Dragon coming out, a lot more people are getting eyes on Yakuza, which is great. The Mega Man 0 and Zero X Legacy collection came out, which is great. One Punch Man, A Hero Nobody Knows. The game nobody knows. I'm actually surprised that game got nominated for like best fighting game at the Game Awards this year. So now we're going to March. We had Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX, which I probably need to get back into that a little bit. I haven't really touched it too much since like I don't even know, but it's a good game still. Ori and the Will of the Wisps came out. I've heard nothing but good things about that game. I'm sure it's good. My Hero One Justice 2, again, a type of fighting game that I didn't play. Neo 2 came out, which I've heard good things about that. I might pick it up later, and that's actually something we'll talk about later in the video here about Neo. And then, obviously, the big ones for March, like probably two of the big ones. The biggest one, I'd say, is a little later. Animal Crossing New Horizons and Doom Eternal came out. Those are two very good games. I played them both, and I like them. I like them a lot. Yeah. I definitely like Doom Eternal more than the original Doom, which I also played this year. Not the original Doom, Doom 20. The Doom that Doom Eternal is the sequel for, so Doom 2016 is how people refer to it. So I actually really like Doom Eternal comparatively, and I'll talk more about that later in a separate video, either on my top 10 games of the year or on my honorable mentions video, because it's definitely going to be talked about. In one of them, I'm not telling you which one though. Then we had Half-Life Axel, which I think that was only a Steam slash VR exclusive game, so of course I couldn't play that game. And then of course the big one, and probably my favorite game of this year, is Persona 5 Royal. Actually, maybe not even my favorite year. I don't know. It's hard to pen, but like Persona 5 Royal did so much good. Improved on so much of Persona 5. Just a lot of things about it, and I loved it so much. So I'm glad that they got that out, and I love that game so much. I streamed it all. If you guys want to watch it, my live stream playlist is in the channel for the RPG Kingdom Gate channel, which I'll link to that channel is in the description below. Alright, so that's that. April, we had My Friend Pedro, which is fine. Resident Evil 3, good game. Final Fantasy VII Remake, another fantastic game, and a lot of people's game of the year, and I can definitely see why. It's a fantastic game. I actually really love that game a lot. I platinumed it, I completed it, I played it, it's fantastic. I honestly really kind of want to get back in, just go into it again, play it on my PlayStation 5 when I get a PlayStation 5, which, by the way, if everything goes according to plan, so I did order a PlayStation 5, I ordered a collection, whatever, of PlayStation 5, and yesterday when I checked it, it was coming on the 4th, but then when I checked it today, it's coming on the 2nd, so I don't know. I might get PS5 soon, so that's awesome. So I'm actually gonna, that's also the next time I'll play Persona 5 Royal too, is when on my PlayStation 5. Then Trials of Mana came out. I've heard good things about that game. I don't know if I'll pick it up, but yeah. Sakura Wars came out. That's a game I was somewhat interested in, but I haven't really bit the bullet on it. I need to still look up more of it before I can I just need to see the gameplay of it. All I've seen is the dating sim aspect of it, not so much the actual combat of the game. So if I ever think about picking that up. So that's April. In May, we had Iron Man VR, The Wonderful 101 remaster, which is okay. Minecraft Dungeons, whatever. Shantae and the Seven Sirens, awesome. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, I like that game a lot. I think that game was probably my favorite Switch game of the year before Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity came out. And they're both fantastic games. And I really did like Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, especially with the stuff that they added. And I'm definitely looking forward to possibly playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2 down the line eventually. Alright, in June, Persona 4 Golden came out for Steam, which is fantastic. The Last of Us 2 came out, which everyone knows that one had a lot of controversy behind it, and I played that game. I've beaten it. I'd say that it gets too much hate, but it also gets too much praise. So it's a very okay game. To me, personally, it's not as good as the first game, but I understand what they were trying to go for in a way with this, but it's torture porn. It's just torture porn. There's the one segment in The Last of Us where Joel gets impaled by some stray rebarb when they're in a college or something, and that moment, that just made me cringe so much. That's basically the whole entire game almost. There's some moments where it's not, but there's more moments of that than there should be, in my opinion, and it's whatever. I still think it's an okay game. It's an okay game. If you're at all curious, if you like the first game, I'd say pick it up, play it, either borrow it from a friend or rent it or something. I'd say it's worth playing if you're interested in it, but just go into it with an open mind. I went to an open mind and I was actually pleasantly surprised. Again, that's a game I'll talk more about in either top 10 or my honorable mentions video. Kingdom Hearts Dark Road, mobile game. It's actually decently fun and it's fun. Yeah, I'm having a blast in it. SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated Edition. It's fine. I didn't play it. I've heard nothing but good things about it. I heard it kind of did improve upon when it was on the PS2, so there's that. Alright, so we're halfway through the year. That is June. So July. Deadly Premonition 2 came out. Didn't play it. I've heard it's kind of a buggy mess. So there's that. Ghost of Tsushima. Beautiful, beautiful game. Again, that game, I feel like a lot of people kind of forgot about that game like a month or two when it came out. So that's unfortunate. But it's a really good game. Paper Mario, the Origami King. It's okay. It's an okay game. But there's issues with it. There's issues with it. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, not remastered, but like HD remake, or not just a remaster, I guess. Came out for the PS4 that on the 25th, and I freaking love Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. I can't wait. I hope that they bring Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 2 this year in 2021. Because I freaking loved the Tasmanian Tiger games. I played the first one, I played the second one. I've never played the third one. So if we can get the second one this year, maybe the third one sometime the year after, I'm happy with that. I'd be happy with that. So then I can finally have played all 3 of the original Tasmanian Tiger games. I know there's a 4th one that's a Steam exclusive, but I think that's more of a 2D scroller type game. So, and I might actually 100% Tasmanian Tiger 2 if that ever comes out to PS4 or PS5, whatever they're going to do, so that's great. Destroy All Humans remaster came out, which is fantastic. I've heard good things about that too. I haven't played it again. Fairy Tail, it's an anime game. I think they're pretty decent, so yeah. August, Fall Guys was a free-to-play game for PlayStation Plus that month, and it's a decently fun game. I haven't gotten back to it in a while, but yeah. The Fast and the Furious Crossroads game came out. Didn't play it. Samurai Jack Battle Through Time came out. Didn't play it, but I think it's a pretty good game from what I've heard. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered. Good game, I've heard. Again, I haven't played it. Captain Tsubasa Rise of New Champions. Didn't play it. So August was more so like I didn't really play any of the new games that came out this month. But again, this is all games that I'm like somewhat interested in or curious about. That doesn't mean I'm going to 100% get these games. So there's that. September, Marvel's Avengers came out. Good story. Everything else about it. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 came out. Awesome. Super Mario 3D All-Stars and WWE 2K Battlegrounds came out on the 18th. Super Mario 3D All-Stars with Super Mario 64, Sunshine and Galaxy. Okay, but it kind of fucking sucks that they're like gonna get rid of it in March, which whatever. 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim came out. Whew. That game. I feel like it's so hard to talk about that game without trying to spoil it. That game is fantastic. I highly, highly, highly recommend playing that game. I feel like that game doesn't get enough notoriety. Like, that game deserves a lot. That game is fantastic. It's fun to play. You'll fall in love. And the voice acting is phenomenal in that game. And it's a miracle that the voice acting for that even happened. Just look it up. Kirby Fighters 2 came out, which is cool. Genshin Impact came out. I know it's like a free-to-play game, but God, I can't really get into it too much. Like it's just to me. It's whatever. October, we're getting to. Okay, so this is the last quarter now. October, November, December. So we're in the last quarter here. Crash Bandicoot. It's about time. I freaking love that game. Again, it's fantastic. It's definitely hard. It's definitely a hard game to go through. So. It will make you rage. It made me rage, but it's so hard. And then, of course, even trying to like get the platinum trophy for that game is so fucking hard, especially because you gotta get the platinum relics for all of the stages and everything. It's just, ugh. And then, of course, you gotta go through all the stages without dying. You gotta go through all the stages without dying, get all the boxes, and there's so much shit you need to do in order to even like get that. And I understand like Crash Bandicoot is no threat or no stranger to stuff like that, but I feel like they went a little too overboard with this. They got a little too ambitious in some aspects of it. Star Wars Squadrons came out, which I didn't play, so there's that. Pokemon Crown Tundra came out. It's an okay DLC. I think that was a good way to wrap up the whole Pokemon Sword and Shield thing. I'm pretty sure we'll probably get a new Pokemon game this year, probably. Maybe it'll be the remake of Diamond and Pearl or something. Who knows? We'll see. Legend of Heroes Trial of Cloud Seal 4 came out. I'm always interested in those kind of games. I definitely want to play them, maybe. But I definitely have to, I would like to start at the first one. I mean, that's going to be a long trek of a game to do, but still. Watch Dogs Legion came out. Didn't touch it. Pikmin 3D Deluxe came out. Didn't touch it. Not 3D. Pikmin 3 Deluxe came out. Now in November, the big month. We had Pokemon Sword and Shield EX, which was... I fucking hate that. It's Pokemon Sword and Shield with the DLC, but it costs as much as if you just got the game and then you bought the expansion. That's so dumb. That's so fucking dumb. They just made it into a bundle. Like, oh yeah, here you go, it's $90. That's the stupidest thing ever. It's so goddamn stupid. Alright, on the 10th, we had Assassin's Creed Valhalla come out. I still haven't beaten that game. It's fun, it's enjoyable. I don't know why. I'm just like, I don't have a drive to like even play it too much. Or as much as I would hope, but, yeah, I don't know. Xbox Series X and Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S came out that day, which is awesome, which is the physical and digital version. Then the 12th, the big one, Demon's Souls for the PS5 came out, the PlayStation 5 itself came out, Godfall came out, and Spider-Man Miles Morales came out. Only game out of those that I've played so far is Spider-Man Miles Morales, and I freaking love that game. I haven't played Demon's Souls yet because I don't have a PS5 yet. I mean, unless it comes tomorrow, we'll see. But yeah. Then I'd say another big day was the 13th, where we had Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. I don't really care. But we also had Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory. I freaking love that game. It's a fantastic, fun game. And then we had Yakuza Like a Dragon come out, and oh my god, I actually just beat that game recently, like a few days ago. And that game, it's definitely high up there. I'm like, if I'm ranking the Yakuza games, that one's definitely like high up there. That might be my 1 or 2, or even it's definitely in the top 3 for sure. But yeah, it's up there. And then Cyberpunk 2077 came out. I haven't really had, I don't want to like say this. People have had issues with that game. That game has issues, no doubt about it. I haven't really run into them. Then again, I haven't really played too much of that game. I'm actually going to play it, like I'm just playing it off now, just randomly. So yeah, it's one of those games that I haven't really had too much of a trouble with that as other people have. But I'm not saying it's there. I'm not saying it's not there because I haven't had it. But I've seen people have those issues, so they're all warranted. And it's a shame, you know. That game probably should have been in the oven for like another year. Probably came out in like April of 2021, but I digress. And then December, I haven't gotten any of these games, but I might pick up Dragon Quest XI Definitive Edition because Dragon Quest was my favorite game of 2018, and actually playing Yakuza Like a Dragon has made me be like, man, I really want to play Dragon Quest again. So I think that'd be a good way. I could easily like, and I don't know, I still have the original Dragon Quest, but it's like, I want to play through the whole story again, and if I can play it through the Definitive Edition, then I'll play it through the Definitive Edition, so there's that. Puyo Puyo Tetris 2 came out, and the collection of Saga Final Fantasy Legends came out. I didn't pick up any of those games. So that, guys, is 2020 in a nutshell in terms of video games. I'll talk more about some of these games as either my top 10 or honorable mentions videos, which I will hopefully get released on Saturday and Sunday, which I guess would be tomorrow and the day after. So there's that. Alright, so let's talk about the new year. Let's talk about the first quarter of 2020. Now, 2021, excuse me. Yes, guys, we're going into 2020 again. But, just a disclaimer, again, games that I'm going to talk about on here are games I'm interested in and I may or may not pick up. And some games may get added at some point. Like, you know, there's just surprise releases or releases that nobody's even talked about yet. So, just a quick disclaimer about that. So, here we go. Starting things off strong with Five Nights at Freddy's Core Collection, which is going to be its introduction to the consoles. That's right, Five Nights at Freddy's will be coming to the consoles. I may or may not pick this up. It all depends. I have somewhat of a curiosity with the security breach game that's coming out for the PlayStation 5. I think that's coming out sometime later this year too, so we'll see. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game, Definitive Edition, coming out on the 14th, and I'm excited for that. I actually had the PS3 version of that game, and I never really beat it. I'm not really too good at beat 'em up games, but I actually really like the Scott Pilgrim one for whatever reason. It's good. Hitman 3 coming out on the 20th. I've never played a Hitman game before, but I don't know. I know a lot of people like that game. It's, like I said, this is more so for my curiosity and /interest, such. So yeah. Disgaea 6 Defiance of Destiny comes out. I've only played one Disgaea game, and I know there's like maybe some way to like cheese through some stuff, but at the same time, it's like I don't know. They're not my type of games, but they're charming. They're charming. And at some point, Super Meat Boy Forever is supposed to come out. So I'm saying this right now, off the bat. The only games I might get will be Five Nights at Freddy's and Scott Pilgrim. Those are the only 2 games I might get. And spoiler alert, I probably will not do an LP on them, but we'll see. We'll see. You never know. Could be a surprise. Like there's a game that I was like, oh, I won't pick this game up, but I picked it up, and then I ended up doing an LP on it too. The Nioh Collection, Nioh 1 and Nioh 2 complete editions are going to be coming out for the PS5, and I believe there's also going to be like a Nioh 2 complete edition coming out for the PS4. So there you go, more Nioh. I got Nioh 1 because it was free for PlayStation Plus. Unfortunately, it wasn't the complete edition, so maybe I'll pick this up. I don't know. I haven't really gotten too much into Nioh. It's a fun game, but I don't know. Little Nightmares 2 comes out. I never played the first one, but it looks charming. Super Mario 3D World, Bowser's Fury. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But now for the 2 big ones, in my opinion. Persona 5 Strikers. Finally, after a year of not hearing basically anything about the worldwide release, we're finally going to get Persona 5 Strikers. Yes! I'm so excited. I'm definitely going to do an LP on that. I don't care like what the regulations are. Like, it's kind of stupid if they'll be like, oh, don't spoil. It's like, bitch, this game has been out over a year in Japan. You can type in Persona 5 Strikers in YouTube, and like the first video you'll see will be like Persona 5 Strikers, final boss, final music, final battle, ending, whatever. Like, that's the one thing that Atlus needs to understand is like, even if they put this stuff out there, it's still going to be out there by people, and it's like, I don't get it. And then Bravely Default 2 comes out on the 26th. I didn't play the first one or the other, there's the, I think it's Bravely Second. Yeah, Bravely Second. I didn't play any of those. But Bravely Default 2, I did play the demo of it, and it's fun. It's fun as hell. I definitely want to play more of it. I may do an LP on it. I'm not sure. It all depends. It all depends, because obviously I'm going to do an LP on Persona 5 Strikers, and then it also depends on what else I'm doing around that time, because I'll be honest, so as I wrapped up Yakuza Like a Dragon and Avengers, the Kate Bishop DLC has already been done, even though it's going to be starting today, the Kate Bishop Avengers DLC. I need to do, okay, I have an idea of what I'm going to do next, but it's not going to be a long series, so that I need to find out what's next for that, and then the one afterwards too, which I already have the ones like, okay, I'm going to do one after this, but then I need to find out what I'm going to do after this. I have a few ideas, but I want to be like, okay, this is for sure. Alright, we're in March. Prince of Persia, The Sands of Times remastered. I don't know, I may do an LP on this, I may pick it up, I honestly don't know. I've never played any of this Prince of Persia games before, but I've heard good things about it, and I'm curious about it. I'm curious about it for sure. And then Baldin Wonderworld is coming out on the 26th. I'm for sure going to probably do an LP on that because that game just looks fun as hell. I don't think Strikers will take too long. If it's kind of somewhat... I just realized I didn't write down when Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity came out in 2020. But that game came out in November. I think it came out the week after Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories, November 20th. Fantastic game. That's my favorite Switch game. Again, you'll hear more about that in my top 10 or honorable mentions video. Well, in Wonderworld, I'm definitely going to do an LP on that. That game looks charming as hell, so I'm definitely going to pick that up. And then It Takes Two. It's made by the same people that made the... I can't remember the name of it, but it looks charming. However, I think it's one of those games that you need to have a second player to play with, so I don't know. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. And then Disco Elysium, the final cut, is supposed to be coming out sometime in March, according to Wikipedia. Who knows? I might pick that up. I've heard nothing but good things about that too, so there's that. Alright guys, so that was a quick wrap of 2020 and the first quarter of 2021. Let me know what you guys are most excited for when it comes to the first quarter of 2021, or even what you're most excited for about 2021 in general. So yeah, let me know. And of course guys, I'll be back. I plan to do some more. I plan to continue streaming. maybe on the 9th, so next Saturday, I will start streaming again. We'll be diving back into Final Fantasy 14 because I feel like I need to catch up in Final Fantasy 14. So we'll be getting back into Final Fantasy on the 9th. I don't know if I'll go back on Wednesdays. I might do Wednesday streams too. We'll all see. It all depends. So, but anyway, guys, thank you all again. I hope you guys continue watching my LPs on the other channel, RPG Kingdom Kid channel. The link to the channel is always in the description below. I hope you guys are enjoying Yakuza Like a Dragon. I hope you guys enjoy Avengers, even though I rage in it and I kind of like give up the impressions that I don't enjoy it. I do enjoy the story. Majority of everything else about it, though, nah. So yeah, and of course, guys, look forward to my hopefully, the plan is to get my top 10 games of 2020 out on Saturday the 2nd, and then the honorable mentions on the 3rd. That's the plan. If that doesn't work, then maybe the top 10s will be on the 3rd and honorable mentions on the 4th. And yeah, I might get my PS5 on the 2nd or on the 4th. We'll see. So yeah. Alright, guys, thank you all so much for watching once again. And I'll see you guys next time.